out in and have some discussions because I feel like this week in particular, I focused a lot on this channel talking about attraction, people's preferences, and that's the conversation of the week, it seems to be. Okay. In one of the videos that I put out earlier this week, there is a young man who is bisexual, who is, you know, telling straight women, heterosexual women who only want to date heterosexual men that they're biphobic, which is a term I had never heard until this week. And I just thought to myself, well, I feel like if they don't want their significant other to, lust after the same sex, I don't feel like that's a problem. Personally, I think that's a preference. In fact, I think it's such an inane preference that it shouldn't even be a topic of discussion. If a woman don't want her man to be a top or a bottom, as the dude put it, that's not my wording, that's their wording. That should be her prerogative. And I don't feel like she should be shamed for that. Just as if I don't, like a certain eye color or hair color. You can sit there and say, well, that's superficial. Well, that's a preference, okay? Or just going deeper into it, if we're talking about, particular communities, I'm not interested in a certain type of woman who may have transitioned into a woman. That's not my cup of tea. I'm not here to knock their lifestyle or anything, but for my personal proclivities, it's not what I'm into. So you have a lot of women. Good morning, D Skizzle. Nice to see you in here this morning. I'm doing this before I go to work. It's gonna be 104 degrees, and I want to talk about this because normally I get home, I'll be too tired to get on here and talk about a lot of the stuff I want to talk about. And you have a lot of straight women right now fighting for their life, you know what I'm saying, in these proverbial internet streets because they're being told, hey, what's up, Jack Jackson, that they're homophobic because they don't want to date men who sleep with other men. This is just homophobic. And I feel that the women set themselves up for this personally. Hey, what's up, B Steve? Welcome in. They are some of the biggest supporters of that community, which is great, right? Because women are very empathetic and they feel like this is what I've noticed. A lot of women latch on to marginalized groups because they feel marginalized themselves. So a lot of women have gone on the front lines for the LGBT community, and right now they feel betrayed because they're being called homophobic simply because they have this preference to only want to date men who only date women. You know what I'm saying? What up, Nab? Welcome in, welcome in. And I don't feel like that's fair to them personally. That's a preference. If they don't want to, look, women already have a lot of insecurities, obviously. Y'all see a lot of the stuff that a lot of women put out here about a lot of things, okay? They talk about colorism, especially within the black community, but the only people I see talking about people's skin color as far as the hierarchy are women. I don't see men talking about, oh, the dark skinned niggas are the better niggas. I mean, we make fun of light skinned niggas. That's just always been a thing, right? But I don't think that the light skinned niggas are so soft, right? I'm laughing because that's part of the joke. But I don't think that they so soft that they just go up in themselves to where they just can't take the goddamn joke. I think that's more of a woman thing than it is on the man side. But they empathize with marginalized groups and they put themselves out there. So they've been on the forefront of that. But now they're being told, no, your man got to be able to take a dick. You know what I'm saying? What's the deal, Mustine Gaudis? What's going on? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Your man got to be able to, you know what I'm saying? He got to be able to be comfortable with another man's bonds. And if he's not comfortable with that and you're not comfortable with that, you're homophobic. Right? Like, it's stupid, bro. That's dumb. You can't shame people into liking your proclivities. You can't shame people out of their preferences. That's crazy, right? That's why, like, even on this channel, I've always talked about when people shame people for dating outside their race or whatever, that has nothing to do with you, right? Now you can sit up there and say, well, it dilutes this, and you're going to set yourself up for that. Great, right? All that can be true, but that still doesn't change that person's preference and what that person is doing in their personal life and how they're choosing to move. Okay. There's another video that I have that's going viral. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to put this out here too. If you're into content creation right now, short form videos are important to do. You have to get into that. It's almost like like me personally, I feel like long form content is important, and lives and being able to engage like this is the bigger deal because there's context to what I'm saying. But if you're going to do the whole content creation thing, you're going to have to make short form content in order to, even if you're just clipping up your long form stuff and putting that up, but you're going to have to engage with the short term platforms. Even here on YouTube, they have the shorts and stuff, right? And my suggestion, if you're hitting your head against the TikTok wall, because TikTok is a good way to advertise your platform and push your platform, but if you're banging your head up against that wall, go to Facebook. People have been saying that shit for years, and I didn't listen until I started posting content on Facebook. And Meta pushes your content. They just like, so anyway, like a few of my videos have gone viral on Meta. They've gone viral on TikTok too, but they've gone viral over there on Meta, especially like consistently, because Meta is pushing those short form videos a lot more than I would say TikTok, because they're not overly censoring the content over there on Instagram like they are on TikTok and here on YouTube. There are videos that I want to put up here on YouTube, but the reason I don't is because YouTube is lenient, but within that first minute, okay, like this is long form and short form videos. Within that first minute, if there's a lot of cussing, hey, what's up, Pippi? I think that's how you say that name. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're in within that first minute cussing, or there's a lot of the gratuitous use of the N word or whatever, that shit ain't gonna get pushed, and the algorithm is gonna ding you for it, because YouTube don't want that on like in their shorts, like in the first minute, people saying nigga, F this, F that. They're not trying to put that on their platform. Same thing with TikTok. Within that first minute, if there's a lot of, I would say TikTok more 30 seconds, but in that first 30 seconds, there's a gratuitous amount of cussing, they're not gonna push that shit for some of us. So, but on Instagram, it's rat city over there. They don't give a shit. You could just be like nigga, just right off the rip, and you good, right? So, but one of the videos I have going viral that I didn't put up on here, and that's the reason I'm explaining this, is because there's I guess he's a bisexual, black man that put up a video on Instagram talking about how men, straight men, all men, I'm talking to y'all, if y'all watching this, good morning, fortune fetcher, talking to all the straight men in there, all the hetero men, bisexual men, gay men, whatever, all men fantasize at some point about another man. All of them. Every last one of us at some point, according to this dude, fantasize about another man. And I'm like, where the fuck does this mentality come from? Because I promise you, that has never been on my mind. I've never looked at a dude and got the sexual urge or twinge in my nether regions to be like, oh man, like obviously you get on Instagram for 5 fucking minutes or any of these platforms that's pushing smut, right? As a heterosexual man, you're gonna see some shit that you like. It's hard not to, okay? Women are showing their bodies, that gets a rise out of me. That elicits a thought, right? That makes me want to do stuff. If I see a nigga that don't do nothing for me, and I'm just saying that that makes me heterosexual. If niggas was gay in this day and age, niggas would be openly gay, right? Like I think that if niggas was actually gay or as bisexual as a lot of women and a lot of these gay men make it out to be, men will be open with that, because a lot of men don't want to fucking deal with women's bullshit anyway right now. Am I wrong? The only reason that men are even going back and forth with women on these platforms is because men like women. If men didn't like women, we would not be critiquing and going back and forth with women like we do. The reason that men go crazy off of the bull crap that women put up there is because they like women. If we didn't like women the way we like women, we wouldn't care. We would just let y'all be crazy. But the reason that men even engage with that nonsense is because men we like y'all. We like women, right? But the popular thing is, because we live in a time that's pushing agendas, that no, all men want some dick. You know what I mean? All men want that. All men want that penis. Hello. Oh, I gotta shut the fuck up. Why? I'm bisexual, but I don't think most men fantasize. Right? Because it's not a thing. Just like I don't think all gay men fantasize about all men. That's why I've never been uncomfortable around gay men. I don't think every gay man wants to have sex with me. That's crazy. Just like every woman don't want to have sex with me. That's the shit that's in other people's head. Those are assumptions. What a person does in their own bedroom. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. What a person does in their own bedroom doesn't concern me. But what does concern me is when people are trying to project what they have in their mind onto other people, or because you have certain ways of thinking or feeling, you put that on other people. Just like this is, like I said, it's been the theme this week. That's why I put out the short earlier about how I have a foot fetish, right? Because it is a quirky thing, right? And back in the day, it was super taboo to even talk about, which I never gave a fuck what people thought. But the reason I put that out there is because there are things that I'm attracted to that other men obviously wouldn't be a fucking attracted to. Same thing on the same specimen of woman. And I wouldn't shame somebody because they're not into what I'm into. You understand what I'm saying? Just like I wouldn't expect them to be what I'm into. Just like some men like big butts on women. I wouldn't shame a man because he likes petite butts. You understand? It doesn't. What the fuck does that have to do with me? Just like I don't care if a man likes another man. I don't care if a man fantasizes about another man. I don't care if there's couples that want that does nothing for me. But what it does do for me is when everybody's projecting, oh, this person is this and this person. If those people were that, I'm pretty sure they would openly say that in this day and age. Especially as, I appreciate that. How do you say your name? Erie Rude Boy. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate them coins. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you project that onto other people? And I personally feel that's other people's insecurities. Like, if you're insecure in your own sexuality, you're gonna push your shit onto other people. Just like the same thing applies to niggas that are super straight or hyper masculine. They can't do nothing that's it's too girly, or else they feel like they gay. Just be I don't know what's something that a nigga drink a latte think he gay all of a sudden. A nigga accidentally rub up against another man on the bus, then all of a sudden he has confused feelings. Them niggas have issues just the same way that a nigga that's hyper gay, there could be a nigga that's hyper straight. And here's the thing too. I do believe like sexuality, you don't shit what they eat and vice versa. Exactly. Like I don't. That's a good way of putting it. I don't. Right. So it doesn't matter to me. Just the same way. Like okay, if I'm attract, my thing is this, and this goes for any agenda. Like, don't push that on people to confuse them. Let people come into their sexuality on their own naturally. Like, if you have a healthy society where people are socializing back and forth, men and women, all that, you don't have to have all these outside voices defining what sexuality is. It just happens because men and women, boys and girls are interacting with each other in a natural way. And I'm not talking about gay or straight. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about interacting. And those relationships were matured because people are around people of their same age range, and they're discovering amongst themselves. And because they have their community, this community, would be it from school, whatever, they're developing that naturally. Not because adults are trying to pervert them and push certain narratives of certain things about how you have to think. That's why a lot of these young kids are having so much trouble even just dating, even just heterosexual kids having trouble coming together, because they have all these outside voices telling them what is right and what they should accept and what is this, and it's insane. You understand? The worst is dudes who always say pause. It's like it's right. And it's to the point, professor, that some of those guys, they said they can't even eat hot dogs in front of other men. So that's a perfect example. Right? The pause thing. I think the pause thing is fun. I like saying it because it's goofy. But niggas that say it like, yeah, about everything, niggas can't eat a banana in front of other people. What is in your head to where you automatically think of banana and dick, hot dog or glizzy and penis? Like that's something to be questioned. Because I'll eat whatever the fuck I want to eat around whoever the fuck. I'm not gonna feel insecure about eating that shit. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is one of the weighted vests. This is like the heavier one. I don't usually, like earlier this morning when I recorded my video, I went out with a lighter one. I don't take this one because I just feel tired and I still have to go. we say no Diddy now too. Hey, what's up, Lavelle? Welcome in. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Trying too hard to look straight. Why do you have to look straight? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? If you straight, you straight. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody perceives you as other, like, why the fuck do I give a fuck? I know who I lay with. A person's gonna know who they lay with. It is what it is. But what I'm saying is, like, don't push your like your pseudo-sexual ideology on other people. We all have it. And I'm just saying gay people, I'm saying straight people, like that's why I brought up the foot fetish. That would be like me pushing my fetishes on other people because I have proclivities. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's crazy. You see what I'm saying? And that's what people are doing on a day-to-day basis, mostly because I feel like a lot of people are bored and they can't get with the people that they want to get with. What the internet has done, right? If they eat a banana or a hot dog, people say they say right, they'll have a whole thing. I just think the shit is so goofy and it's funny because I'm ridiculous like that. He said, yeah, it was no homo, then pause, and now no Diddy. I'm not right. It's just like right. And who are we trying to prove something to at a certain point? You get what I'm saying? Like I don't understand that, but that's gonna always be amongst guys. I'm gonna tell you, like, whenever you have um a lot of guys that get together or have to be in a group, whether it be in the military, jail, or just all guys together, y'all know the warehouse is gonna get goofy. It's gonna get immature. It's gonna be some jokes thrown around. It's gonna be some sometimes it's gonna be some rough housing, not so much these days because niggas need to keep their job. But a lot of no homo, pause, oh nigga, you gay, all that's gonna get thrown around amongst the fellas. That's gonna always happen. You know what I'm saying? The subtle shaming if you don't like X, Y, and Z, it's gonna always be there. You know, I've never personally taken that personal, probably because at some point I was probably a bully too. But I grew up with brothers, so it was just, I like, and me being me, like my brothers checked a lot of bullshit. Even my younger brother, we didn't tolerate a lot of stuff with each other. You feel me? Like, no, Karim, whole time the generator created all these phrases are more feminine than ever. So make it make sense. Indeed, indeed. And King James, I kind of talk about it in the video I put out today. I think a lot of that also has to do with a lot of men in the West have been chemically castrated to a certain degree. This is no knock on the LGBT community or nothing. This is talking about hetero people. This is talking about all men in general. Men don't grow as much body hair. Men don't have as much testosterone. The testosterone levels are pale in comparison to people from third world nations, the Middle East, Africa, around the world where they still have a lot of they biological center. A lot of us, we've been, I say, chemically castrated by the food, the water, the stuff that's in there. You know what I'm saying? My dad, I resemble him, as especially I'm looking right here, but my dad's face at my age was way more masculine. He had way more facial hair, body hair. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, he wasn't into like fitness as much as I am, but he was a much more burly individual than I am. I may share his phenotype and his face and all that, but I can literally look at this camera and see the feminization over, and it's not a it's a biological thing that has happened from that generation to this generation. And then even my grandfather was, which my older brother, my brother William favors my grandfather the most to me. But you look at William, and this is no knock to William. William's a masculine looking dude, but William, and then my grandfather, the nigga was a burly nigga. You know what I'm saying? The nigga's hands were like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. It's like, it's a difference. You can see the difference, and I think that's a biological difference because of the food. It ain't just the psychological thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he was a gay dude on MTV oh, okay. I know y'all talking about now. I know y'all talking about, but I'm pretty sure y'all can probably see the differences, between y'all fathers. If y'all my age, I'm in my 40s or younger, you can see the difference. Like if you live in the Western world, you can see where there has been something that has changed in the men. So when women say that, I'm not 1,000% adverse to that. If I'm being completely objective, they're right. There is something different about the men, and I believe that has been a concerted effort to quell masculinity. You know what I'm saying? So they started with the obviously chemical castration, as I call it, through the food and the water and everything. And then you come to this time where you start to get into this whole the psychological breakdown of masculinity. That's where the terms like toxic masculinity, all that stuff comes from. And on my other channel, I talked about it recently about Gamergate, how with gamers who are very receptive to social trends and stuff, all of a sudden the language that we were using was being policed just overnight, literally overnight, through the podcast and through the various forums, where certain hyper masculine terms, like y'all say no homo, a lot of that stuff, was a no-go all of a sudden. And you couldn't say certain things. And then all of a sudden, this modern feminism wave came rushing over everybody to where there's a lot of man-hating content, a lot of anti-male, just masculine content being made. But at the same time, it's a self-deprecating situation because the women want masculine men, but at the same time they're playing a pivotal role in the government's um effort to like make men less masculine. They get on there every day, they shame us, they talk about all the stuff I'm saying as far as the chemicals and everything that's in the water and everything that has done what it has done to us. Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the goat. These little things are popping up. It's crazy. Cause I never see these on YouTube. I only recently turned these on. You know what I'm saying? You said chicks just want food, but that's hardwired in them, right? Women are hardwired to want, and I have to. As much as I don't want to, like I was just saying earlier, one of my videos that's going viral, that's going the most viral, is a edit I did of a lot of these women talking about they just give me money and just how crazy it sounds. But when you really look at it for what it is, it's always been like that. It's just that now there's cameras on and everybody get on here when they're bored and say, I need X, Y, and Z, and the men are not providing it for the men are not providing it for us. What's wrong with the men? Even though they can cognitively recognize all the socioeconomic conditions surrounding the fact why so many men are not, on this economic level to be able to take care of them and buy a house and take care of these kids. And they know this, they know it consciously, but it still doesn't supersede the primal urge that is in the lady to want to be taken care of. And like you say, to want food, you know what I mean? Like feminism got worse with the millennial generation. It did, but it was a concerted effort. It started with the Anita Sarkeesians here, making everything a bad thing. Anything a man did was a bad thing. It started with the most innocent thing of all, video games. You see, video games up until the 2010s, there was nothing political about a video game, right? Even the racism that was on the mic, we just overlooked it because it was what it was. It's part of the game, right? Up until 2010, all of a sudden, we started to the industry turned a mirror towards gamers, okay, and towards that industry and say, look, it's super misogynistic, it's super anti-woman, it's super anti-black, it's all this, what we call now woke. It's anti-woke bullshit, and it needs to be corrected. And then they planted this woman, Anita Sarkeesian, that came up with all these buzzwords that people are using to this day, all these microaggressions and all these feminist terms that she just made popular in the 2010s. All of a sudden, now all of a sudden we're correcting our language, and being a man is a bad thing. Toxic masculinity is one of the terms that I feel she was an integral part in putting into the modern lexicon now, because it became such a big thing, and the debates stopped being about whether a game had good graphics or whether a game was going to have good gameplay, and it started to become about, well, how many white dudes is in this? You know what I mean? Is there going to be a woman protagonist? Like, how many people on the staff are, this color or this? It became a ridiculous thing that wasn't, now people could say, well, it's healthy because it hired people. No, what it does is it homogenizes projects. When art is made, and at one point in games obviously always being made by committee, just like movies, it's still art. When you start interjecting all of this social bull crap into it, it dilutes the art, because sometimes the vision is greater than what needs to be corrected. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I appreciate that, King James. Houses are like 50. Yeah, right. 500,000. What was it? I did the video the other day where I showed the house out here that's $1 million, right? $1 million home, not that much bigger than the house I fucking grew up in, okay? And y'all charging $1 million. And my house that I grew up in had a front and a backyard and 2 huge fucking trees, and it wasn't no $1 million home. And they talking about $1 million house on the outskirts of Vegas, and that's what young people are supposed to aspire to. Like, what are we talking about? I'm in my 50s. I'm what I call a real gay. Nowadays, all I see is mostly bioengineered gays and trans. I'm not comfortable with it. And you're not the only person that has said that. I've seen a lot of like traditional gay people be real like turned off by the push to try to, like include everybody into y'all space. At some point, it's y'all space too. I saw a thing the other day where they were saying how the gay clubs are being taken over by a lot of straight women, because a lot of straight women are onto the trend, because I guess it's popping over there at the gay nightclubs or whatever, and the straight women go over there to dance, and then the gay dudes are like, and even some of the lesbian women, who a lot of lesbian clubs get closed down, are like, why are these straight people in here It's the gay club. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? But the women are like, we're trying to avoid all the niggas hitting on us and this is now. It's like y'all are just doing it because it's a trend. I don't need a home. The earth is my home. After the 2010s censorship happened, right? Like, a lot of censorship happened after 2010. A lot. Before then, the internet was open, bro. It was open. What up, the ticket? What up, black hole? What's up? What's up? And yeah, with premium depths after like $1 million, bro. Come on, you know what I mean? And yep, I am. I'm right here in the desert. It's gonna be 114 today, 104 fucking degrees today. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? I do agree that the planet is my home. I'll be where the fuck I want to be, but I don't know, man. They 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 have bioengineered like this society, and they're continuing. Now they're social engineering. I don't feel I would never shame somebody for their preferences. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. I don't care what your preferences is, as long as it's not kids. All right, I'm gonna shame you for that shit. I don't give a fuck who you are, but as long as it's not kids, and I might shame, I am gonna probably shame you for some animals too. Like, leave them animals alone. All right, that's how we be getting some of these diseases and shit. Y'all out here fucking dolphins and dogs and monkeys and come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? Y'all can get shamed for that. But any two consenting adults, if you have a preference over here or a preference or you don't prefer this, it's never been an issue with me. It was an issue for me when I was younger because I grew up in an integrated area. Once we moved out to the West, you're around a lot of Hispanic people, a lot of white people. Whereas when I was growing up, it was either black or white. It was either this majority or that majority. But once you move out West, it's a lot more integrated, a lot more different types of cultures and all this other stuff. And as a young boy coming out here at 13, out west at 13, it was mind blowing. The various amount of girls that you saw and the way that they were dressed, it was crazy for me. So me being me, I put myself out there, and it was the first time, there were girls that be like, I can't date outside my race, or I don't talk to black guys. See, black guys, we wasn't the popular thing in the 90s and nothing like that. It wasn't like it is today, where it's like, it wasn't open like that. So you say that shit. And yeah, initially that shit would hurt my feelings, but then I was like, there's probably some shit about you I wouldn't date too. Like, it is what it is. If your family don't want, I'd rather you tell me up front that you and your family don't like black people, then, and it's not even that you don't like black people, that y'all prefer not to mingle with us like that, then, me dealing with you and you pretending like, you, then all of a sudden I'm around all these racist people. No, thank you. I'm good. You saw a booger? I got a booger? I probably got a booger. It's probably like I'm getting over being sick, y'all. Sorry. Hey, what's up? You been following, man? I appreciate that, man. I'm trying. How many warrants do I have? I have no warrants. I don't commit crimes. Thank goodness. I had one warrant in my time, and they came and picked my black ass up, and that was for military desertion, which was crazy because I thought, I had tried to turn myself in years earlier, and I figured they weren't looking for me, but now they were looking for me. But no, I don't do nothing to get no crimes. Like, my life is actually pretty boring, and in fact, you can actually document for the most part where I am at all times. But is dating hard in Vegas? It can be. I don't bang, man. I don't bang. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that. Especially in this day and age. The only fucking banging I feel should be, and I'm gonna get myself in trouble, is against the system that's fucking everybody, right? And none of us own none of this shit. Not a block, not a street, right? Not even our own homes. We don't even own ourselves, really, right? Right? So why would I bang and put myself even further into a system that is pining to oppress me already? Why would I give them the opportunity to throw me in a box, right? And put paperwork on me and move me how they want to move me and be able to stop me and do whatever the fuck they want. Not that they can't, but they have to have reason to stop a nigga that ain't got shit on them. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't doing nothing. You understand? You have to answer for certain things at a certain point. Like, I don't live with that mentality of people being after me. I just know that I have to live my life for God, right? And as far as like being a black man, I wish, with as many gangs as we have in this country, with as much firepower as a lot of y'all niggas got, I personally wish that y'all would come together. And I'm trying not to get myself in trouble here, and form some type of situation that would help fight off some of this oppression, some of this government oppression that's oppressing everybody, right? They're making it illegal to be homeless. They're putting flock cameras all around every city. The gangs own nothing. I would think that they would come together and be like, you know what, back up. I can't tell you how many videos of police brutality I've seen this week. Just absolute police brutality against the citizenry. An old lady, okay, old woman. This lady's in her late 60s, I believe 68 years old. This woman had been calling 911 because she's impotent. She can't get out of bed. She had been calling 911. I can't get out of bed. I know it's annoying, right? I can't get my medicine. I can't. She's physically unable to do these things. So she had been calling 911 for about the course of a year, right? She take in mind this woman is in a wheelchair. She can't get out of bed. She's messing herself. She needs help. Our system, there's enough money in this system, right, to where they pay for all these people to go to prison when they do commit a crime and all this. But for this old lady, there wasn't help to go and change this old lady when she called out for help. They sent the mental evaluation, deemed that she was cognitively sound, right? They left her in her mess. She called the police one more time. You know what the police came and did? They came and got that old lady. I'm not laughing, but they came and got that old lady up out of her bed, right? Still in her robes and stuff. They took her out of her wheelchair, right? And they put handcuffs on that woman and they threw that woman in the back of a cop car. You know why they did that? They did that because she was calling 911 too much because she needed help. But we have gangs in this country fighting each other when that's what the state is doing. Block for block, fighting each other, shooting up shit. Can't tell you how many videos I've seen of us banging on each other, right? But this is what the system is doing to people. You get what I'm saying? I saw a video of a man going home. These two police officers stop him, escalate the situation like they do. This is happening all over the country. This ain't just black people it's happening to. It's everybody it's happening to, but it's especially happening to us. All over the country it's happening, but we banging on each other. We Bloods or Crips. That makes no sense to me. That don't make no sense to me when there's plenty of enemies out here. And it ain't the niggas that have that's wearing a different flag than you or on a different block than you. Those ain't your enemies at all. Them ain't the people that can take you away from your people for 30, 40, 50, 60, fucking 120 something years, right? For, oh, you sold some drugs. You didn't even hurt nobody. You just selling fucking drugs. You may be a scammer. I don't like scammers, but hey, I don't think you should get 120 fucking years for PPP or whatever the fuck. I don't think that. But people that look like you are the enemy. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to show y'all my booger. I'm not trying to pick my nose, but god damn it, bro. And I'm not trying to go at you, Debo. I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? And the elderly do call. And it's annoying. I get it, but they shouldn't. Here's the thing. At that point, then we should have a system that helps them, not just the police showing up, right, and throwing them in a box. That's not fair. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's the oppressive state acting against people that don't need to be acted against. And it ain't just like I said, it ain't just black people. It's the fucking people, bro. When they can come in there and they can sick their dogs on you when you got your hands up and your dog start biting your face off, we have a fucking issue, bro. When they can pull you out of your car at any point and they have, like I always say, the monopoly on violence on you, like they can. Anything that they say that where they feel their lives are threatened in the moment, even though they initiate the stop, but their life feel threatened. They can execute you, but let you feel threatened in that same moment. Let them be jittery. Let them be talking crazy. Let them be acting out, right? You can't sit there and pull your weapon and draw on them, can you? Nah. Even if you did feel that your life was in danger, even if they got their hand on a gun and they initiated that motherfucking stop for something as a name, as you turn at a stoplight wrong or some shit, right? And they can just come into your car with their hand on their weapon, right? That's what the state can do. And at some point they can fucking execute you and take you from your family, right? And then their names can be taken off the record so that the public can't see who the officer is that actually killed your fucking dumbass, but we banging on each other. Okay, yeah. No, I don't do the gang banging shit. I think it's asinine. There's other enemies to be fought right now. I'm trying not to crash right now, bro. Not on you, but I just think about it because these are things that I've been seeing a lot recently, right? Like a lot. I just don't talk about it because I get in trouble on here talking about this stuff. Anytime I talk about the black community, anytime I talk about gangs, anytime I talk about this. I'm not crashing on you. I'm thinking about what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about seeing the injustice that I see, and I see that the citizenry don't have no goddamn teeth. The citizenry have teeth against each other. We buy these weapons for what? What do we buy weapons for? Oh, because there may be a home invasion? No. Your Second Amendment right is to protect your First Amendment right. Your Second Amendment right is to protect you from unwarranted search and seizures by a state that has gone so fucking crazy that they've merged your military with the foreign military, and they're about to get us into the Third World War because these fucking evangelicals think that they're going to bring about the Book of Revelations. There are other enemies to fucking fight. I just can't talk about it all the time because I get in trouble. I get in trouble. I get the video taken down, or I get a warning, or I get a strike, or I have to private the video. I have to be careful too, because I also don't want to be on somebody's watch list. I don't want to be inciting, as they say. But like I mean this when I say this. There are other enemies to fight. This economy, they're building houses and houses and houses. They're charging way more than people can afford to pay for these houses. Wages haven't gone up. No wonder people are committing crimes and scamming. I get it. I'm not judging on that right now. Okay, I get it. But the reason that people are struggling, and the reason that people have to go out there and do this, and the reason that people are banging on each other, the reason that people are living under economic conditions isn't because of the nigga that's also living under the same economic conditions that live up the block from you or live around the corner from you. It's because of the people that are sitting in Washington. It's because people like Lindsey Graham can live their whole life being war hawks and selling war to the American people and die comfortably without fucking his fucking neck being in the noose. You understand? It's because the people that have been on Capitol Hill for 30, 40 fucking years, the same goddamn liars can switch whatever wing of the bird. They can go to the same fucking child molesting parties, right? And talk about how they're going to puppeteer our lives, but we go at each other's throats about the dumbest shit. Oh, you're gay, you're straight, you're bi, you gotta like this person, you gotta like this person. Who do you bang with? You're not black enough. Colorism, this ism. It's fucking annoying, bro. Especially when you recognize what the enemy is within this system. That the system will never change as long as we are divided and conquered. And one of the quickest ways you can see that is the Bloods versus the Crips. GDs versus Vice Lords. It's been my whole fucking life. I'm sorry. Hey, what up, RD? You know what I mean? Oh, ain't no booger in my nose? Okay. I thought it was one. It probably is. You know? Yeah. Said it for years. People get mad at me, man. They're going to get mad at you because people don't want to see. When you're sold a culture, right? The powers that be sold black people a culture, right? A part of a culture. Because we've always had culture. But they sold us this segment of a culture, right? This rap thug culture, you know, you got to get the money out the mud, however you got to get it, They sold us that, right? And then they gave us the goal to reach. Oh, you got to get famous, or you got to get put on, you got to be this. This is the only way you can be a man. And our women, because women, and this is across the board, but I'm talking about black women in general, ate that up. This is what a real man is. You have to do this to get here. And if you can't do it through academia, if you can't do it with the mind, you best well better join the gang. You best well better scam. You best well better figure something out. You better get it out the mud. And a lot of times they put those men up here, right? Because the men that's getting out the mud, the culture that was sold to us glorifies it, right? The drug dealer, the pimp, the scammer, they're glorified. The most popular song this summer is a song by a woman about scamming. Why? Because they ate that culture up, right? And the men follow it because the men want the pussy. Men are going to do what the women are going to be attracted to because the men want the pussy. Our culture is like this. What is it called? A robos, like a snake eating its own tail, right? So the men go and they chase that lifestyle in order to get the money. And some are rewarded because of that lifestyle. They're put up here and they're held on this pedestal. And the women sit and say, okay, why can't all of the men do that? Well, because some of the men are trying to, some of us are trying to live in this system so we don't get put in a box, so we don't get caught up, so we don't get killed by another black person that looks like us. We just want to live within the system righteously, if you want to call it that. But because we know that's bullshit too. But we want to live within the system, but that's not as desirable, because the culture celebrates this, right? Right? This is what the culture celebrates. That's why you have people like Nia Long come out at her ripe old age say, when I was younger, I dated the niggas, but now I want me a nerd. But how does the nerd, especially the rich nerd, how is he supposed to perceive that after he's seen that for decades? He's not going to take that, right? You see what I'm saying? The snake eating its tail. So now you have these successful men who probably did do it the right way. Now all of a sudden they're with white women. And it's like, why are these successful men get with white women? Well, because the white women, they'll play the long game. They'll look at the potential of a nigga and be like, this nigga, he's been focused on this. I may not understand what this is he's focused on, but he's so focused on it that it's going to become something one day. She'll stick around for a little bit. She'll at least see where it's going to go. And once it becomes something, it's like, oh, well, he's only with white women. Because white women will deal with potential. Our culture has been so, no, you got to do this. You have to be here. And that's why so many men adopt that I am this hyper masculine thug nigga, right? I have to get it. I grew up around that shit. That's what it was. It wasn't like these niggas was just like, they watched one music video and that became that. No, it was the culture that was around us. The niggas that had the most, right, were the niggas that was doing the most. And a lot of times doing the most wasn't like the most productive thing for our community. You understand? The nigga that's driving the best car, the nigga that's wearing the best outfits, the nigga that's able to move this. Like my mom's boyfriend, Jimmy. When he was on, he was on. This nigga was living better than everybody around us. You understand what I'm saying? Because of what he was doing. Same thing with my uncle. My uncle was on. The nigga was on. Nobody can compete. Nobody in the same area can compete. And now I'm going to say, oh, well, that's just hood rich. Well, hood rich or nigga rich is still rich. You feel me? Like, it's just, it's what it is. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? True, our culture prays the dumbest shit in the world. Hence, why I'm disconnected to everything. You know what I'm saying? Not really because black women say the same about white men. People are people, has nothing to do with race. I wish it didn't have anything to do with race. I really do. I really wish that it didn't have anything to do with race, but race does play a huge part in it. To say that it doesn't have anything to do with race would be to ignore the prison industrial complex and the prison industrial pipeline, which starts with, in my opinion, and it's been documented, the rap culture, literally the hip hop culture that's selling do this, do that by actors who have never done that in their life, by people that are telling the youth, you know what, go out there and sell you a pack. Go out there and do this. That's not how they got it, but they're going to tell you that's how they got it, and people ate it up. And what does it do? It pushes those kids into what? The eyes of the law, and it puts them into this prison industrial pipeline. And who ate that shit up in the 90s, probably the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s more than anybody, but black men. So, of course, yes, it has a lot to do with fucking race. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no, even if it wasn't intentional, which it was definitely intentional. I'm not saying it wasn't. That was the result. The black men adopted that. The culture adopted that. That's why you still have that to this day. Niggas sagging their pants. Niggas doing the whole, what does he call it? The smile. The oh my God, I always forget the name. Minstrel show smile. The fucking minstrel show face. That's you showing my teeth. That's designed. Right? They can't put it directly in front of you with the minstrel show thing, so they'll hire a black man, pay him a decent amount of money, which they'll put him in a 360 deal. We'll have to pay that shit back anyway. We ain't even going to that. But they'll put him on the front. He'll show all his fronts with all of the goddamn teeth, smile, say most ignorant shit possible, right? You can't tell me it's not about race. I can literally directly see the minstrel show when niggas do that shit. Oh, look at all my teeth. I mean, it's great. Their teeth look amazing. But what is that? Y'all don't see what they're making y'all do? When they first told y'all to do that pose, y'all in y'all head, you didn't see, oh, damn, I look like the minstrel show picture. They're pushing that shit on your culture. Right now, in this day and age, one of the things that when I was growing up, one thing that black women like hated was to be called hoes, was to be assumed to be promiscuous because they were black women. You understand? No, I'm not promiscuous. But what the fuck is going on now? All of the culture is selling that black women are promiscuous, black women are hoes, black women shake their ass, black women. That ain't black women. That ain't most black women that I know or see or deal with or nothing. But if you look on the internet on TV, every black woman, oh, it's all about ass shaking and scamming and city girls and all this. That is design. It's definitely by race. It's definitely about race. So show me the songs where the white women are showing off the same debauchery. Show me the songs, and I'm not saying that they don't exist, but across the board, that's not what they pushing. In popular culture, when you turn on the radio on a white channel, that's not what you're hearing. Or on a pop channel, you're not hearing that shit. You're not hearing that shit from white people. Because they're not gonna push that on their culture. They're pushing that on our culture, and we eat it up because that's the way to success. It's stupid. Yeah, I mean it's like that, bro. You know, in every country it's gonna be that way because a lot of people, yeah, the buckwheat, all that. It's a minstrel show thing. It's an image. It's a look at these niggas. These niggas is ignorant and da 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 da. Every country they're gonna. Here's the thing, and I think this is something that black people have a disability with, and I think this is why black people in every country gets it right. We get the bottom of the stick because we're not willing to commit genocide. We're not willing to do the most egregious things to other people. Now you look at African countries, and when you look at what we do to each other, oh, we'll fuck each other up. Oh, we will fuck each other up. I've seen us fuck each other up, okay, with my own eyes, with no thought of law, no thought of anything. Just this is a fucking video game. We will fuck each other up. But when it comes to other people, oh no, people do stuff to us. Oh, we got to figure out what the law is, and we got to let the law figure out what it's going to do with us. When if black people do stuff to black people, what do black people do? Black people going to handle other black people. At least in my life, that's what I've seen. But when other people do stuff to us, oh, we cry. We have to march and we have to go to the law and we have to do this and we have to do that. No, you have a whole daddy, bro, who know his son got killed by an individual that they just let off on TV crying that the law ain't do nothing for him. You expect the law to do something for you? Do something to one of my kids. I'm saying that. Do something to one of my kids, and I know who the fuck you are. Y'all better put me away. Y'all better put me away. Y'all better put me as far away as humanly fucking possible. Cause I'm not gonna wait on no fucking law. I'm not gonna wait on these white people to go and arrest the perp and march him in there and wait for a jury of his fucking peers to do a goddamn thing for me and mine. And I'm damn sure not gonna be on the news or on this fucking internet crying about what has happened to mine. I'm just gonna get justice for mine. Just like the old ways, just like our ancestors did for fucking centuries before they decided to be victims of a fucking system that don't give a fuck about them. I'm not the one, and neither is my family. And if that makes me the first of my name, so be it. I will burn everything down to the ground associated with the people who fucks over me and mine. I don't care if it's your family, your dog, everything that got to do with you. You understand? This is the truth. And I feel like every man who has created a family or a life or has something to lose in this world should feel the same way. Especially when you find out some of the stories, or even on camera, you see some of the stuff that has been done to your loved one, and you able to be cool with just a check. I'm not cool with a check. A check wouldn't be able to satiate my spirit. I'm hyping myself up way too much this morning, guys. I still got to get to work and be friendly and all kind of stuff. I still have to be normal, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not sure, but I'm being dead serious, bro. I'm being dead serious, man. Ain't no goddamn way. Some of the stuff I be seeing, y'all got Ben Crump up there every few weeks. Yeah, couldn't be me. You know? But I got to get off of here, y'all, because I got to calm my spirit a little bit, and I didn't hype myself up way too much. I just be seeing crazy shit, bro. They handcuffed a 10-year-old girl, bro, at her house. She's at her house. They're at her house. They treated that little girl like she was a criminal. She's crying. She's scared. That shit drove me this morning, bro. That was the first video I saw this morning. First video I saw this morning was a 10-year-old black girl being handcuffed because she was scared to open the door for the cops. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Jay Bird. I hope you guys like this. Y'all catch the rest of it on the replay. Check out the video I put up this morning. I was out there, went out there, did my run before it got too hot because it's too hot to do any type of working out here once it gets past this point. It's starting to get hot in here now. 114 out there. It's gonna be 114 out here today too. Jay Bird, stay hydrated, man. This heat will go ahead, real. Stay hot. Oh, thanks for the gift. Oh, I really am. Stay hydrated. Drink that water, yo. I'll catch y'all next time, y'all. All right. Hey, good seeing you, Lavelle. I love seeing you in here, man. I'm glad you got to catch the live, y'all. Bye.